Hey everybody, it's me, Stacey, licensed designer for Sizzix, Jacquard, and Couture Creations. Welcome to today's Take Two Tuesday event, where I feature some of my new items from Sizzix, Jacquard, and Couture Creations. We make a super fun and easy make, and you get to see everything early. That's the best part. My July collection from Sizzix is launching, well, July 1st, and it is a nod to Christmas. I have got a wonderful collection that'll allow you to make the most beautiful Christmas cards, but then, well, it's gonna allow you to make cards throughout the year, or mixed media, or altered art, or layouts. These items are really meant to give you an opportunity to play with them any season. So today we're going to be working with one of my embossing folders. I called it French Twist, and I think you're going to love it. But before we get started, I want to let you know that immediately following today's live chat, I'm going to be heading on over to HSN, the Facebook page for HSN, because my fellow licensed designer Catherine Pooler is going to be doing an HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne event. She's gonna be the guest. So I'll be on there live chatting with all of you. I hope you can join all of us for some crafty fun featuring Sizzix. Now today it really is about the French twist, and my embossing folder is a little different than maybe what you've seen before, but the possibilities are absolutely endless. And while it does definitely have a nod to Christmas, it is an embossing folder that you can use all year round, any season, any occasion. It is just meant to be, well, useful. So I'm going to tilt on down. I'm going to show you a few samples and a little bit of what we're going to be working with, and then we are going to dive on into today's class. I've got Revealz paper for you. I'm going to be using some Sizzix festive paper, some of their festive opulent paper. I have got the sanding block for you. We're gonna be doing a little bit of everything. So I hope you stay and you're part of the live chat, which we do every premiere. So 5 p.m. Sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you see a live chat going on right over there, no, I'm not showing you the emergency exits. That's where the live chat is. If you see a live chat, please say hello, hello, and we will say hello, hello right back. And then we're all gonna go from this live chat over to the HSN Facebook page and live chat with Suzanne and Catherine Pooler. It's gonna be such fun. All right, I'm gonna tilt on down. We're gonna get started for today. I wanna show you my embossing folder. It is called French Twist. It is by Sizzix. It is a 3D embossing folder. It does launch July 1st, and it's a nod to Christmas. We ready to get started? I thought so. Down we go. All right, so let me see what I've got here for you. I'm gonna zoom on in. I am my own camera person, so bear with me. All right, so French Twist, my embossing folder, and while it hangs like this in the store and you absolutely can use it in this orientation, it's also meant to be used like this. So I am Stacey Park, and there is my logo, and you're always going to know a Stacey Park Sizzix item, well, any Stacey Park item, when you see this teal band. That's what you're looking for. You don't even have to wait to see the name. You see, oh, there's Stacey and that's her teal. That's how you know it is my product. Now, this is the embossing folder, and this is what it looks like. It is A6 in size, which is standard for a Sizzix embossing folder. You can see the detail. Ooh, doesn't that look good? Look at all of that detail. And of course, you're going to know that this is the front of the embossing folder because there is that fabulous Sizzix logo. A few samples. I've actually got oodles of samples to show you. But here we've done the French Twist as a spring card, which is just darling. And that's what I meant by something that can be used all year round. The little French twist just adds a perfect little element to this card and really cements in the background. It really highlights that pattern paper. But I wanted to do it as a Christmas card. So here we have as a Christmas card, and this is where the thought process really went into play. I thought, wouldn't it be darling if you could take your Christmas picture, your family Christmas picture, or whatever the sentiment that you want to put into it, and put it on a separate piece that, and this one comes out too, that literally just slips right on in. Put that into an envelope and send that off. What a presentation of a family Christmas card. But of course, this could be for a new baby. This could be for a housewarming. This could be for a birthday. This could be any holiday, any theme, graduation. We've got a wedding one. I've got one for dads. The idea that you can then just make a pocket out of that fabulous embossing is what we're going to do today. Love this embossing folder. So let me bring it over and let's talk about it for just a minute. 3D, super thick, Sizzix quality, of course, launches July 1st, absolutely, and they're very, very easy to use. An embossing folder is a molded piece of plastic that really will last the lifetime of your crafting if you take care of it. And what I love about it is that it's being A6 in size. Sizzix did Revealz paper. This was brought out in March. Revealz was brought out in March. It is beautiful paper that has a color on one side, the same color on the back side. However, when you tear into it or sand it, it becomes a lighter shade of. Now they sell it in the A6 size. They also sell it in the A4 size, which is much bigger and allows you to die cut and use larger embossing folders. But I really love the A6 size because the A6 size fits inside of their embossing folders beautifully. So I'm going to pull some colors out and we are going to play. I'm going to do, I love this green and I love this red. Each pack, whether you are looking at the A6 or the A4, and this is the A6, is 40 sheets and you get 10 of each color. And look at all the colors. I mean, yum, right? It's just beautiful. Ooh, I like that Christmas green too. And I suppose to kind of help so you understand the size, if I brought over an A4 piece of paper, this is an A4, it's a little bit longer and a little bit more narrow than an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. If I were to take this A4 paper and cut it in half, that would give me an A5 size. So here we have A4, here we have A5. Now, for many of you who own my Sizzix stamps come in an A5 size. So an A4 is the largest, A5 is half the size of an A4, and an A6 is half the size of an A5. So that's how we get all of those measurements. And Sizzix has gone with these measurements because they are a global company. And these are measurements that are globally standardized. So A4, your biggest, and it's just a little bit longer and a little bit more narrow than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Then half of an A4 is an A5, and if you have any of my stamp sets, you've got an A, you know exactly what an A5 is, and then half of an A5 is an A6, and that's what we're gonna play with for a little bit today. So I've picked the colors that I've loved, love, and an embossing folder is super easy to use. It's something, again, that you'll have in your stash forever. I put my paper in, I close it up, I make sure that that Sizzix logo, don't know if I can get it in there, but if that Sizzix logo is facing me, and then I bring over my Big Shot machine. Now with a Big Shot machine, there is a base platform that you are going to get with this. a base platform that comes with your machine. And this base platform really does explain several different types of dies or embossing folders that you can use with the machine and the sandwich that you need. So if you're looking at this and you're looking for 3D embossing folders, it says 3D embossing folder right there, and it will tell you that you need your base platform, you need your embossing folder straight to the platform, and then you need a cut plate or a do not cut plate. Your machine is going to come with 2 clear plates, and I promise you, they'll be clear when you get them. They'll be beautifully crystal clear, but after a while, this is what they look like, and that means you are loving your machine. That means you are loving your die cutting and your embossing, because it is going to get marked up. Now, I will use this until I just can't use it anymore, literally until it cracks in half, and Sizzix does sell these. They're relatively, they're inexpensive. They don't cost much, and they last quite some time. So knowing that I only need 1 clear plate, I can put it right on top, and I like to do the chomp, chomp, chomp. So an embossing folder has a side that opens and a side that's hinged. I do the chomp, chomp, chomp side. So I send it in with the open side, chomp, 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 going first. Everybody does it a little bit different, and truly there is no right and no wrong. Now I'm going to close it back up, put it down, and send it on through, and let's see what we get. Roll through. It's a very easy roll. Roll it back, easy peasy. This is not a struggle at all. And then I can see my embossing. Now look at that. Can you see that French twist? All right, let's do it again. One more time, let's do it. I'm gonna do a few of them. So I'm gonna do another one in the same green, just so I can show you apples to apples. And I'm gonna close it up. And I'm going to lay it down, chomp, chomp, and I want that Sizzix to be facing me. Oh, see, it almost wasn't. I had it this way. I need to be able to see that Sizzix logo to know that I've got it right. And I think then I'm gonna rotate my paper because I want that linen texture facing me. Revealz comes in with a linen side and with a more smooth side. I want that linen texture facing me. I'm gonna close it up, put it down, and send it on through. Bring it on back. And now I will have apples to apples. Apples to apples. And you're like, well, why did you do 2 of the same? Because now I can bring my sanding block over. These are by Sizzix. They're sold 2 to a pack. They're $6.99 US, I think, for the price of them. Very affordable, absolutely. And they allow you to then go in and sand this paper, because remember, they didn't call it Revealz for nothing. It has to reveal something. So if I have my green and I tear it, it tears to a lighter shade of that green. Tearing has become popular again because of Revealz. It's not a white core paper, it's a color core paper. If it was a solid core paper, it would be very much like, oh, let's grab a piece of red. So if it was a solid core piece of paper, it would be same color all the way through. But this is a color core paper that gives you that beautiful lighter shade of the color. So I'm going to sand one of these so you can see the difference. I've got my sanding block. And again, Sizzix gives you 2 of these. The price is amazing. And what's unique about them is that they've manufactured them to go with paper, to sand paper. So it's not gonna be, the grit is not gonna be so hard, so rough that it's going to tear your paper. But it's also not gonna be so soft that it doesn't sand away, that you could be here for hours and it still doesn't do anything. Now I know many of you may have perhaps sandpaper in the garage. I'm just gonna tell you, for the price, just invest in these. You get 2 of them and you're sure that it's going to work with your papers. This was meant to be used with papers and not refinishing the furniture. I can give just a nice light sand, and the detail of the embossing is going to start coming up. So I wanted you to see apples to apples. Wow, you can really see that now, can't you? And it's not this stark white, which is fine if that's what you're looking for, but this is a color core and it's beautiful, versus if you just want something very subtle and you just want that embossing there without the highlight, without drawing more attention to it. I'm like, hello, pay attention to me. I'm all about the sanding. So let's do let's do some in red. I'm just gonna do a few of them and then we will move on. So I've got my Sizzix facing me. I've got my textured side facing me. I put it right into my embossing folder, close it up, bring over my big shot machine. Remember that I don't need anything more than my base platform and 1 clear plate. Put it right down on my big shot machine and let's, I wanna do chomp, chomp, chomp first. And let's send it on through. And I'm gonna go forward and I'm gonna go backwards. And bam, done. Let's do one of those greens. Put it right on in, close it up, send it through. So it's nice that it is easy to use, that it's an easy roll. Kids can do this. If you're teaching a crafty class, all of you retailers out there, this is a great embossing folder to use for a crafty class because they have to do more than just emboss it. They've got to give it a little of their own special pizzazz to it. There we go in the green, and I'll do one more red just because, just to be on the safe side, since I'm embossing. And because the folder is plastic, as long as you take care of it, you're going to keep it for a lifetime. It's going to be available for you to use again and again and again. And because the design is not necessarily any kind of a theme, it's good all year round. That's kind of what I've known for with my designing with Sizzix, is I'm known more as what they call an essentials designer, meaning that they have a catalog called the Essentials Catalog, and you'll find lots of my products in there, lots of my designs in there, because they're not specific to any one theme. They allow you to use them all the time. So there we go. So I've got it in red. Let's do the second, let's do the one in red and I'll do a side by side. I guess I could have done it in the green too, and well, what the heck, I'm here. Let's do it in the green. That way we have 2 of everything. Sizzix facing me, paper in. I want the textured side facing me, down, and send it on through. Boy, you could whip through so many of these so quickly, and if you are teaching a class, all of you retailers, this really is hands-on for your customers because it is so easy and they feel so successful. When they roll it through and they bring it out, the first thing, they can't believe that paper was able to be molded into something more than what it started as. So already they open it and they're like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But then it just gets better and better as you're teaching your class. So let's do the red. And let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of sanding. And it's gonna sand to a lighter shade. And look at that just pop right up. Now they're even more engaged with what you're teaching them because now they're sanding it and they can see that image just come to life right there. And all of you makers out there who are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. Sanding paper, it's almost like watching embossing powder turn for the first time. When you heat it and it turns to a solid, well, sanding paper is almost the same thing because you feel so, it's like, oh my gosh, did I do that? And the answer is yes. Yes, you did. Right? Big difference. And it's all depends upon what works best for you. What look are you going for in your finished make? Let's do the green just because I have it. So the green just because now I don't know if these are $6.99 or $7.99. They're inexpensive, that I can tell you. I'm trying to remember what they retail for. But gosh, globally, holy smokes, artichokes. They're available everywhere, these sanding blocks. And the fact that Sizzix took the time to make sure that it goes with the paper, that you're not gonna ruin your paper, that's what makes them special. Look at the difference. Okay, so we're gonna leave the embossing folder alone for a little bit because now we're gonna take these and do something with them. Now we're gonna make them into something, and you have oodles of options, however you wanna work with them. My envision was to cut them. So we kept the cuts very simple. Very easy, straightforward cuts. And I think I'll start with my red. And I think the only cut I'm gonna make is along the bottom. Oh no, I think I'm gonna make the top cut and we'll leave the bottom. So I'm gonna bring over my scissors, and again, a very easy cut. Straight down, we kept it very simple. That way everybody could do this. You cut right into a V and right on up. Now you may ask, well, why isn't there a die to do this? Well, because we really wanted to keep this embossing folder accessible to everybody and keep that cost really Sizzix affordable. So I can take this, and I might save this because there might be something I do with this later. And I'm left with this piece right here. What do I want to do with this piece? Well, I could take it and tape it straight down. Straight down. I have started the building of my pocket. Look at that, easy. I'm gonna take some inexpensive but super strong double-sided tape to tape it on down. So adhesive is important. Dollar Tree adhesive from the dollar store, maybe not the best if you're putting together layouts or cards or you're making somebody a gift. So stick with a reputable manufacturer that makes a really nice double-sided tape. I am using 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to tape down my sides. So the tape, you should be able to tear it. You shouldn't have to cut it. You don't need a red line tape. You don't need anything like a red line tape, just a really good double-sided adhesive. Something that's narrow, because then I can line it right up on the Revealz paper, because of course these two sheets, the red and the green, started out the exact same size. And I'm starting to build my pocket. Now you could decide to put a piece across the bottom. It's entirely up to you. And then I can finish it out. Let's say I take, do I want pretty gold? That's very pretty. And let's cut myself off a piece. So I know it's going to need to be smaller than, I have a pocket going on, so I know that it's going to need to be smaller. Now you would do this with your, perhaps your Christmas picture. Or maybe the welcoming of a new baby. Or maybe you do this as your ultrasound to announce a new baby is coming. Or you do a happy birthday. So I've got that. And oh yeah, that's gonna fit in there really nicely. I think I'm gonna take some black and mat it on some black. So I've got my Sizzix festive paper. Love my festive cardstock by Sizzix. 60 sheets, all the colors. 10 colors, 6 of each. Love it. Oh, that goes into my opulent. Love the colors. It's all meant for, look at how pretty, right? But I'm gonna take the black and I'm gonna mat this right onto my black. Oh yeah, look at that. So I've got a little bit of Sizzix opulent going on right there. I'm gonna mat in a little bit of black. And for this I can use a wider piece of my tape. The reason I used the 1/8 of an inch is because I wanted to make that pocket opening as large as I could. If I used a 1/2 inch, well then the 1/2 inch is gonna run right here and you won't have as much space to put something in, to make a whether it be a card front or it be something to hold your picture, your graduation picture. How cute would these be for graduation? Maybe for the graduation announcement. It just adds a little something, this French twist does, that says, hey, I'm pretty special, pay attention to me. This isn't your average announcement. Mat my gold right onto my black. And let's trim it out. So I freehand. I know many of you are going to use a trimmer. However you get it done is how you get it done, whatever is most comfortable for you. My freehanding is not perfect, but neither is homemade. Now I can put that right in there. And how cute is this? And I could put a sentiment on it if I wanted to. What do I have here? I could put a Merry Christmas across the front and not tape this side down. I'm going to use wider. So I'm going to put tape just on half of it. And I know I've got a lot of extra. It's double-sided tape. I can either tear it off and use it later, or I can fold it back in on itself. So I can just fold it right back in on itself because it's double-sided tape. And I think I'm going to add the Merry Christmas right here. Gosh, I might even, no, I think I like it here. I'm not going to have any tape under there, and that way they can take in and out whatever I choose to put. I could put the cutest little recipe card in here for something yummy and have maybe this attached to a jar that has all the layers of what they're gonna need to make their hot chocolate or their split pea soup or whatever, and have the recipe card right here for them. Isn't that just darling? But that's not the only thing we can do. Nope. So let's take another. And this time I'm going to cut both. I'm going to cut my bottom and I'm going to cut the top. And again, simple cuts. Straight down. Make your V. Done. Now I might save this because it's a good piece of Revealz that I can die cut out of, do something with, and then just do my little swoop. See, just a little swoosh, just a little swoosh. And again, I can bring over some paper and we'll do the opposite this time. Do I have another red in here? Let's see if I've got another red. We'll do the opposite this time. And we'll take our little French twist. And it doesn't look like much now. No, but the minute you put it right onto that card, look at how perfect it fits. No measuring, no aligning, just done. Bam, easy peasy. And now I've got it to go all the way through. So whereas this, I kept it closed so you don't see the bottom. Here, I've opened it up. Let's finish it. So I'm gonna go back to my 1/8 inch tape. And down I go. And down I go. I want to get it as close to the edge as I can, but because you're using 1/8, you've got a lot of room to work with. Peel off my liner, pull back any extra. Peel off my liner, and then all I have to do is line it up. This is the beauty of the A6 Revealz paper. It all works together. Now I've got a pocket here. So let's finish it. Maybe I do something in the glitter. So I know I need it smaller than my card, so I just kind of mat it on the back and leave a little bit of room. And let's cut it out. I think that's going to be pretty good. And now this will slide all the way through. So you, oh, look at how cute is that? But I know me. I'm gonna mat it in black just because I like everything matted. If one mat is good, 8 mats must be better. I just like the finished look of matting. So let's tape it on down, and I don't need to use my 1/8 of an inch. Now imagine how darling this will be in pattern paper. I'm doing it for you guys in just plain cardstock, so you can see even something as easy peasy as plain cardstock can look just wonderful. But if you want to jazz it up, get yourself some pretty pattern paper. I've got beautiful samples to show you. And trim it out. And put it in. Ta-da! And then your recipient takes it out. Maybe it has a gift card attached to it. I don't know. Go wild and crazy with this one. And then a sentiment perhaps. What have I, oh, I've got happy holidays. Straighten it out just a little bit. And I could mat that on the gold. A little bit of gold and a little bit of black maybe. Still, oh look at, I used, I did it from one of my other classes. Okay. Let's put it on the gold. See, paper has 2 sides, so obviously I wasn't crazy with what I did here. So I stenciled on the other side, well, because paper has 2 sides. So while it is a full embossing folder and you can use it just as the solid it is. Oh, I took this too far over to one side. Can I fix it? I'm gonna have a postage stamp here in a second. All right, I'm gonna go for it. Just leave it be, Stacey. Walk away. Tape it down, girlfriend. Tape it down. Happy holidays. Oh no, that really makes it look. I'm gonna stick here. Happy holidays. This becomes the I can do anything with it embossing folder. And with just paper, it's all I'm using is paper. I don't have ribbon, I don't have bling, I'm just using paper. You can do birthday cards, you can do invitations, you can do Christmas cards, you can do graduation announcements, you can do baby announcements, you can do save the dates, where it's got that added little special something going on. Whether you cut the bottom or you don't. I know, decisions, right? Let's finish with this one because I did it. And I'll cut the bottom on this one too. And it really is a simple cut, and it doesn't have to be exact. So I cut a little bit outside the top of the line because it makes it look like there's one more line here. And I just do my V. And done. Bring over my Revealz paper. And perfect every time. It's not often in crafting you can say perfect every time, but you can here. Okay, let's tape it down back to my 1/8 of an inch. And again, the 1/8 of the inch is meant so that you don't have too big of a border. Imagine if I had used something this size. It would take up this much room. And I wouldn't be able to put a card down or a picture down. It would take up a lot of space. But if I use a smaller width tape, I've got more room. And I keep it right next to the edges. And I peel it back. Expose the sticky. Double stick tape is going to be better than a liquid glue. It's a whole lot less messy, faster. You don't have to wait for anything to dry. And perfect. Perfect. Now I have some of the opulent over here. So the festive comes in cardstock from Sizzix, but it also comes in this beautiful opulent pack. Now if you see Sizzix opulent, what that means to you is specialty paper. There is 60 sheets, there is 6 different finishes, all specialty, whether they be a glitter finish or a pearly finish. Glitter, pearly, beautiful. Look at that red. The red is just sublime, right? So Sizzix does their festive just ready to go to make whatever holiday cards you're looking to make, and everything coordinates, everything pairs together. So let's see, what do I want to use in here? Do I want to use the red? Maybe I'll back the red on the gold. Maybe I'll do the opposite. And I'll take a little bit of my red. Cut it out. A little bit wide. I'll take it down just a little bit in the width. Oh, that looks good. And now I'll add some of the gold. So French twist, a little bit different, a different take on an embossing folder where you are encouraged to use portions of it if you'd prefer. You can definitely use the entire folder just as is, but you can also just take a portion of the folder and really highlight. And not only will it go as a horizontal, you can use it as a vertical as well. And you're like, wait, what? I hear ya. Get underneath, there we go. You can use it vertically as well. So if you have a vertical card or a vertical invitation, not a problem. I could take this, oh, Stacey, and rotate it this way. And now I have Happy Holidays that way. I have Merry Christmas this way. Happy Holidays this way. You decide. It works for both. Can you imagine doing a cute little mini album with this where all the pages have the pockets? Oh my gosh, this would be simply darling. The options are limitless. And it is just one embossing folder. That's it. It's just one embossing folder. What you can do, the limits you can take it to, the creativity you can achieve with one embossing folder. So today it really was all about the Revealz paper. Love the Revealz. A6 in size, ready to go into your Sizzix embossing folder, ready to sand if you want the color to come through, or if you want to leave it plain and you want to have it a little more subtle, not a problem, just don't sand it. You still have that beautiful French twist embossing, just not quite as forward, perhaps. I'm gonna see if I've got another piece of my, let's see, what color do I have in here? Oh, I've used them all. All right, put it on a yellow. Not quite as forward as when you sand it, but knowing you can do both, well, that's a wahoo ka-choo. So the Revealz paper, the A6, there is a reason for it, absolutely. The embossing folder launches July 1st globally. And while the image shows it this way, you can absolutely use it that way. You can use it this way. I've shown you both. And with your Big Shot machine, the sandwich is so easy peasy. Base platform, embossing folder, clear plate, send it on through. Take the sanding block from Sizzix, 2 in a package, give a little bit of a sand. The more you sand, the higher the definition is going to be, the more intense the different color will come up. You'll see it even more. You could just give it a very light sand and call it done and say, okay, I'm done. Very soft, very simple, very light sand in comparison to here where I really gave a good sand. So this is what we worked with today. It was easy, it was fast, it certainly is affordable. An embossing folder is one of the most affordable types of products you can get your hands on that will literally last you forever if you take care of it. And it is by me. It is part of my Nod to Christmas collection for Sizzix. Let me show you some samples. Yum. Okay, so I did these two in the beginning. So here we took and made a darling spring card where we used the French twist, but it's not into a pocket. It just made the cutest little spring card. But here we did make a pocket where we're able to put a picture or an invitation or a family message. Put a little piece of graphic, looks like graphic 45 in front of it. You've got the French twist on that opulent paper, so pretty. And how lovely. And again, only paper being used. Here, we took the French twist and we rotated it so that we have it on the vertical. And it just slides right in. We've made a pocket right in and out. Isn't that beautiful? Same here. On the vertical, tied a little embellishment where the twist is, and yet you can take and put your gift card. Wouldn't that be cute with the little sonogram page? Oh, these are darling. So many uses for this. Here we have it on the vertical again, where we've got it in green, and we just slide it right on in. And look at that gold opulent with that French twist. Pretty. But then maybe you're doing a happy birthday card. Hello, happy birthday. Look at the fun colors. And on the backs of these that came as the paper, look it's ready for photos. And they just slide right on in. Photos of the birthday girl. They're interactive. They're thoughtful. Here, we just made a beautiful card. Just a beautiful card to give to somebody. You've got the smile, a little bit of butterfly, the French twist going on. It's just wrapping it up like a package. And here, a little bookmark for somebody. In that, this is silver opulent. Look at how lovely is that. Pretty pattern paper in the back. And here, as your Christmas card. And you place your family photo right there. Right? Amazing. But you could also have best dad. And make a great dad card, a happy birthday dad card. Put his gift card to Lowe's or a Home Depot or whatever his favorite restaurant is. And done. And then we have save the date. So pretty. A little envelope there. Put your save the date right inside. So pretty. Whether you do it vertical or horizontal. So I'm hoping you see all the amazing uses for this embossing folder. It really does have something for everyone. And I can't believe it's almost July, right? Holy smokes, artichokes. But it does launch globally July 1st. So look at the independent retailers I have listed for you. I try to always list 2 per week, independent retailers. I've got a online retailer that already has this product up on their site. I have a domestic online retailer and a global online retailer who I believe will be carrying this product. Seek them out, look for them, and either put yourself on the notify me list or call that local store and say, are you going to be carrying the Stacey Park Christmas collection? I want that French twist embossing folder. I guarantee you they will bring it in for you. I promise you that. You just have to wait till July 1st. So now I am going to finish up for today because I'm going to bebop on over to my, not my Facebook page, the HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne Facebook page, and we're going to live chat while my friend and fellow licensed designer for Sizzix, Catherine Pooler, is having a great time with Suzanne. We're going to encourage her on and ooh and all over their amazing makes. So come join me on Facebook. Just find the HSN Gets Crafty with Suzanne page, and I will be there live chatting right along with you. So I hope to see you all there. It starts at 6:30, which is not too long from now. 6:30 sunny California time, 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. And let's give Sizzix and HSN some SMS love. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacey, licensed designer for Sizzix, Jacquard, and Couture Creations. Looking forward to seeing you next Tuesday when I continue with my Christmas collection for Sizzix. Until then, bye everybody.